Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria and I hope you're all doing great. So today's Dollar Tree craft with me is a very cute DIY that involves a gnome. Now I saw this on Pinterest and it wasn't the original creator of this gnome, it was someone who had seen it and I couldn't find where she saw it from to give credit to that person, so I apologize for that. But I did look at her picture and I thought this gnome was absolutely adorable. So I decided to make one for myself. Now I added a little bit more to this gnome project that I saw in the picture, just to kind of make it a little bit more different. But I hope that this is a DIY that you will enjoy. So all of the items that I will be using are pretty much all from Dollar Tree except for two items. The first is some rice that I already had on hand at home, and the second is this Valspar paint and primer in white flat. Now the reason I'm using the Valspar is because in this project I will be using a bread pan, and because it's glossy I am going to lightly sand it, but I just figured with the primer in the paint that the paint would adhere much better and not chip away. Also from the Dollar Tree I picked up 3 different acrylic paints. I have black, white, and burnt umber. I have 2 of the seasonal Dollar Tree signs. Now these ones are from Halloween, but they do carry these signs seasonally. I believe right now I saw one for St. Patrick's Day. I'm not sure if they have it for Valentine's, but you can usually pick these up at the Dollar Tree. And the reason I like these is just because the faux wood looks like it's staggered, but if you can't find these, then you could just get the regular rectangular shaped signs. I have 2 of those. I also have some Snugadoo Super Soft socks, 1 pair. I have some decorative snow, a command hook. I have 2 hand towels, and I also have some pillow stuffing from an old pillow, and I believe that's everything. So without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so to begin the DIY, I don't know if you can see, I already went ahead and sanded down my bread pan. Now I'm going to give this probably a couple of coats of the white flat paint and primer from Valspar. Okay, so moving on to the signs, I'm going to remove the metal pumpkin, the skull, and the ribbon that holds up the signs. Then I'll take my sandpaper again and then sand down the signs because there is glitter on them. Now I will be painting both sides, but you don't have to do that. You could definitely just use the back if you're not worried about the back of the piece and the bottom. You could just paint the one side and call it a day, but I like to finish the whole piece when I make a DIY, so I will be painting both sides. One of the signs I will be using the white acrylic paint, and the other one I will be using the burnt umber. However, I will use a little bit of all the colors to make these signs look like they are faux wood. I am ready to make my gnome. So I'm going to take Now with one pair of socks I can make 2 gnomes, but I'm only going to be making one for today. So just above the heel, maybe about an inch above, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm taking one of the socks. I just have this jar so that it's easier for me to put my rice in here. Just gonna fold it over and then place my plastic funnel in there so that I can fill up my sock with my rice. Once you've filled up your sock to form your gnome and you're happy with it, then you just go ahead and take an elastic or two and just tie up the top nice and tight. Now, normally I wouldn't use this type of a sock for the base of a gnome just because there are little holes in this sock where the rice could come out, but this was the only pair that I had on hand, and being that this gnome is going to be placed inside of the bread pan, then I know that even if I move this gnome around, he's going to be in the bread pan, so there's not going to be a lot of chances for the rice to fall out. Now, if I was carrying this in my hand, moving it around, then again, I'd want to use a very tight knit sock so none of the rice would come through. Okay, so now using my towel, this towel, I will be using it for 3 things. I will be making a towel to hang up behind the gnome. I will be making his little nose out of this, and also the wrap that will go on top of his head. For his beard, I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the video. I have this piece of faux fur that came from a Dollar Tree stocking. So that is what I'm going to use for his beard. You can use whatever you want. Maybe you have something already on hand. There are tons of different ideas that you can get off of YouTube if this is not something that you want to use, but that's what I'll be using for my gnome today. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little piece to make his nose, and I'll just stuff that with some more of the pillow stuffing and then hot glue it to the gnome. So moving on to the nose, I took my hand towel and I used this area of the towel for his nose because this is what I'm using for the towel wrap on his head. So I just thought to make it a little bit different. So I cut it in a circular shape and I took a little bit of pillow stuffing and stuffed it. Now normally I use the little tiny hair elastics for children's hair, but I didn't have any more of those on hand, so I just used a regular elastic. Now I'll take my needle and thread and I'm just going to sew that all tightly together so that when I remove my elastic, it's all enclosed. and then I can cut the excess of the towel off, and then I'll be able to glue that to my sock. Before I glue on the gnome's nose and his beard, I'm actually going to work on the top of his head first, because I want to make it look like he has a towel wrapped around his head. So what I did with the bottom of the hand towel, it's cut out like a square, and I'm just going to fold that to make a triangle. And then I'm going to place the gnome or the sock about 1/3 of the way into the towel. And then I'm just going to fold one end over and then fold the other end and then bring it around to the front. So with the end here, I'm just going to tuck it underneath like that. And then this top is just going to fold down. So it looks like that on him. Okay, so once I have it how I like it, I'm going to take my hot glue and just tack that down all around the bottom so that it stays in place. Then once I have it in place, I can go ahead and position my nose where I need to glue it. And I'll only glue a little bit on the top so that I have room to move the bottom of his nose, so that when I'm ready, after I've cut out my shape of his beard, I can actually tuck that under his nose and then tuck the rest either just under the towel, or if I haven't tacked it too much, if I want my beard to go right underneath the towel, then I'll leave a little bit of a gap on each side so that I can tuck that under. And then I will be able to place him in the tub. Okay guys, so here is my adorable gnome. I think he is so cute. So here at the top, I had some extra pieces from my hand towel. So all I have from my hand towel is this piece, which I'm just gonna glue down the edges, and this will be his towel that I'll hang up in behind him. And then I had these two other pieces, along with this strip that I tied around his head. And the reason I did that is because I just wanted to give the top a little bit more shape so that it looked more cone shape on the gnome, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. And there's the back. So I shaped his little beard and I glued it underneath his towel so everything just looks more in place. And then the last thing, I glued his nose on. Now I will be using a second hand towel for a very small piece. This piece here, I wanted to cut it out to have like a mat that will sit in front of the tub. But if you didn't want to spend the extra $1.25 for this hand towel, then definitely with these 2 scrap pieces, you could make a cute little strip to sit in front of the tub, just to make it look a little bit more cute. But I really liked the saying of this, and I thought it would be cute just to lay in front of the tub. So now all I have left to do is just put everything together and show you how adorable this all looks once it is put together. Okay guys, so I finished painting my boards, cutting my rug, cutting my towel. The gnome is all ready to be placed in the tub, so all I have left to do is just to put everything together and show you how adorable this looks once it is. Okay guys, so here is my adorable gnome taking his long winter's bath. How adorable is this gnome, and of course the little setup that I made for him. I absolutely love how it turned out. Now I had a strand of LED lights on hand, so I just strung it around the top because of course in my bathroom I love to have so many things lit up at night when I walk in, or if I'm taking a bath especially. It's just very calming, relaxing. So I decided to add some lights here at the top. This way you can also see him at night also. And I just think it is so adorable. Everything from his tub to the towel hanging behind him, the mat that I made out of the hand towel. I think it came so cute by fraying each end just by pulling the thread, and then I hot glued it in the back so that it wouldn't continue fraying on me. But I think it is so cute. The pillow stuffing that looks like the bubbles in his bath, his little head wrap. And of course, every bath has to have at least one rubber ducky, but this one has 3. So I just think it's so cute. And then the little saying, "You are the bubbles to my bath." And then this little faux bubbles here on the floor with the rubber duckies. I absolutely love this. I was thinking of making a little faucet, but then I actually liked it better this way because it just looks like he's sitting in a, just, you know how they used to have the metal tubs where you would just fill up the tub with pails of water. I just thought it looked cuter this way. And I might go ahead and add a little bit of black to the tub to make it look as though some paint had chipped away, so that it doesn't look so crisp compared to the walls behind him and the floor. I think it might look a little bit more fitting, but I absolutely love this. I just really wanted to create a really fun DIY using some Dollar Tree items, and this I absolutely love, and I definitely will be keeping this in my bathroom because I think it's just a beautiful display piece, and I think anybody that comes in will have a little chuckle. Well guys, that will do it for this DIY. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video if you can. It greatly helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like the content that I'm sharing, then I would absolutely love it and appreciate it so much if you did. As always, you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to catch you in my next video.